All right, let's finish up section 6.3. Now, for those of you with the prompts, this is going to be pretty simple for you. So you can just hit your center button. Okay, so I'm going to kind of aim these instructions a little bit more at the people without the prompts so that they can get the help that they need as well. So first of all, let's find the z-score on the right side of the curve if we have the middle, and again, 90, 95, 99%. So remember, with a z-score, z's are normally distributed by definition with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. Okay, so 0 is always going to be here in the middle of the curve. And we are looking for the middle 90%. Okay, so here's our area. Here in the center, this is 90% of the area. And we want the z-score on the right-hand side. Okay, so remember what happens here is we move to the right. These values over here go up by 1 every time, and 1 standard deviation. The ones on the left go down by 1. So we're looking for the positive value, okay? That's important for those of you with the prompts in your calculator. Now remember, for those of you that don't have the prompts, we are looking for that z value, okay? And so we want an inverse normal because we're looking for that value. And remember, we have to start with the area from the left all the way up to where this z is, okay? So if 90% of the area is taken up, again, that's 10% left. That means there's 5% down here on the left and 5% up here on the right. That's 95% of the area from the far left all the way up to where that z is. So we're going to have 95% of the area, mean 0, standard deviation of 1, and you should get a z value of 1.645. Okay, those of you again with the prompts, if you're doing center, you're going to get a negative 1.645 and a positive 1.645. Make sure you're reporting to the one to the right side of the curve. That would be the positive value. Okay, all right, so similarly with the next one, if we're going to go 95% of the area, okay, so again, in those tails, that's 2.5% on each end because we've got 95% of the area already taken up, okay? Our z value is over here on the right that we're looking for. So starting all the way down at the left and going all the way up, notice that that is 97.5% of the area. So as we do an inverse normal, those of you without prompts, you're going to want 0.975, mean 0, standard deviation of 1, and you will get a value of 0.1960. Okay, and then last but not least, when we're going for 99% of the area, so we've got very little left over. Okay, that is leaving 1% of the area split between the right and the left. So that is 0.5% in each of those tails. So again, starting from the left all the way up here, that is 99.5% of the area. So going back to our inverse normal, 99.5, so 0.995, mean 0, standard deviation of 1, and we will get 2.576 as that z value. Okay, so just something to make a note of and tuck in the back of your mind for later. Those special values, those actually are special values, those z values, they are called critical values. We will talk about them more in chapter 8. But again, if you see some, you might see some questions like that. You will actually in your My Open Math where it's going to ask for the z-score. So just remember the whole thing there is mean is 0, standard deviation is 1. All right, at this point, you should be able to get through the homework in section 6.3. If I said 6.2 a minute ago, I might have misspoken. Anyway, section 6.3, please keep posting your questions about the content and about the homework to My Open Math, okay? And just remember, we're all going to get through this together. Hope to see you guys soon.